Good morning, everyone. My name is Dr. Kathleen Gallo, and I am the founding dean for the Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies program, as well as the executive vice president and chief learning officer for Northwell Health. I would like to welcome everyone here today for the convocation of the class of 2021 for our two distinguished Master of Science degrees and our postgraduate advanced certificate programs. They include the Master of Science in Cardiovascular Science and Perfusion Medicine, our Masters of Science in Nursing for the following programs: Adult Gerontology Acute Care Nurse Practitioner, Family Nurse Practitioner, Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner, and our Postgraduate Advanced Certificate as a Family Nurse Practitioner, and Post-Advanced Graduate Certificate in Registered Nurse First Assistant. As we are emerging from this historical global pandemic, we are very happy that we can have our graduates in person today to receive the honor and recognition that they all deserve. For family, friends, and those who have joined us virtually, we welcome you to this extraordinary celebration. And I use the term extraordinary because our graduates are just that, extraordinary. Before we start, I'd like to thank the president of Hofstra University, Stuart Rabinowitz, and the president and CEO of Northwell Health, Michael Dowling, for their vision and commitment and support for our school. It is now my honor to introduce my friend and colleague, the medical director of the Masters of Science in Cardiovascular Perfusion Science and Perfusion Medicine, Dr. Frank Mineta. Dr.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me? That's good.
Of Cardiovascular and Thoracic Surgery at the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. He serves as the surgical director for Northwell Health's Acute Lung Injury Program, as well as the program director of the Integrated Thoracic Surgery Residency at Northwell. He has been active in perfusion education and served as an instructor to perfusion education at the Long Island University Perfusion Training Program prior to becoming our first medical director for the Cardiovascular and Perfusion Program here at Hofstra. He also serves as the physician representative for the Perfusion Committee of the New York State Department of Education. He is an outstanding physician, surgeon, teacher, and mentor to perfusion students, medical students, residents, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. Dr. Mineta is passionate about teaching and has been recognized for those efforts by receiving such awards and honors as the Silver Scalpel Award for the Best Surgical Teaching Resident, Teacher of the Year Award in Cardiac Surgery at Northwell Health, as well as inducted into Alpha Omega Alpha in 1999 for teaching, and inducted into the Academy of Medical Educators at Northwell in 2019. He is a native Long Islander, received his Bachelor's of Science in Nutritional Biochemistry at Cornell. He completed medical school at the Medical College of Pennsylvania and began his general surgery residency at the Albany Medical Center and completed his thoracic surgery residency at the Long Island Jewish Medical Center. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Frank Mineta.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here. Congratulations to all the nursing students. I work with some of you in BioSkills as well as a first assist. We had a lot of fun. And congratulations to all the perfusion graduates. You know, 30 months ago was about, right, when we first met. You guys got lost coming to campus, went down to Shapiro Hall, I thought, went to a basement, sat in a room, two guys on one side, big guy with a suit in the middle, hair slicked back, suit. Some guys looking for, you know, there's a mafia type of guy looking for plastic on the floor. Other people sitting there looking for a pinky ring, no pinky ring. Sorry, it doesn't happen. You know, and here we are, 2.5 years later. Okay, we went from something we had an idea was about and transitioned to where we are now. We went through COVID, we met people, we formed bonds. Okay, we worked together to achieve a common goal. And we changed going through there. Okay, we changed from someone who we thought we were to someone who we were able to become. And we did that in a very, very short period of time. But the question is, how did we get there? What did we do? What made us get to where we were? And it involved work. I'll use this little backpack as an example. You carry a little weight on your shoulder, come across, trudge back and forth. Who remember trudging to NYU, paying for parking? How much is parking per day? Going to Staten Island, going to Cornell. You guys eventually made it through. You learned about intensity. You learned what it was to, have someone's life in your hand or on your machine. You got through it, you became in the pilot seat, and you became a perfusionist. And this is a video I showed last year to perfusion students, and I sat down and was thinking about this year what to do. And the only thing anybody remembered last year was that my presentation went out. That's the only thing they remembered. But the key I wanted to bring up over here was your transition was sort of like this transition from the Indy 500 in the 1950s till now, where they sat down there and they worked and worked and worked, and the pit stop was probably about 2 or 3 minutes. And going through and, taking the pump, doing things over and over again, making mistakes, getting there. Am I ever going to get this right? And in a short period of time, you guys went to this. So this is 2016, this is Indy 500. Getting set up for a pit stop. The other one took about 2 minutes for the pit stop before we stopped it. And this is a pit stop now. Wait for it. I love those Facebook. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Don't blink. Boom, you're done. Okay? That's the speed of the master's programs of what everybody went through. So the other thing I talked about the students is I told them 5 things. And I believe I told you guys this too, right? 5 things. What are the 5 most important things to keep yourselves out of trouble when you're sitting down there doing things? Everybody remember 5 rules? What was rule number 1? Come on, help me out. Okay, rule number 1 was trust no one. Okay, if it's that important, trust no one, do it. Rule number 2 is do it yourself. Don't rely on the medical student to do it. Don't rely on someone else. If it's that important, make sure it gets done. Rule number 3, because you didn't follow the first 2 rules, was do it now. Okay, make sure it gets done. If you put it off later, it won't get done. Rule number 4 is write it down, because we didn't follow the last 3 rules. And of course, the last rule is get the name of the person you spoke to on the phone. I can't tell you how many problems, how I got into trouble as a resident intern for that. But the main thing I wanted to talk about today was Anybody know what is? Is that little thing that forces you to sit down there and to be better, be faster, put the clamp on sooner, to anticipate more, know your pre-op better, take care of things faster, improve upon yourself. I learned this about 2 or 3 years ago. I was taking ski lessons, and I skied all my life and thought I was good, but I want to get a little bit better. And the instructor was there, was sizing me up, was an older guy, and he says, you want to do Because you just want to turn a little quicker, you want your transitions to be better, you want to be a little smoother, and that made a lot of sense. And I'm trying to instill that on the people that, I teach. Always just try to do a little bit further. Always try to do a little bit more. Push yourself a bit. And you have to take things into practice. You have to practice what you preach. And I started trying to do things to get into shape. And I thought, what could I do to get into shape? And I started carrying around a backpack. Then you carry in a backpack, you go back and forth to work. You carry it a bit farther, you go for a walk, and you start adding some weight to it. And then when you feel what happens over the period of time is you add more weight, you're able to walk faster, you don't get as far, or you can go farther with the same thing, and then before you know it, you're carrying something like this. Okay? Doesn't look like a lot, or looks like a lot now, but when you gradually try to make changes and try to make things better, you try to prove yourself, great things will happen. And the last thing I want to talk about today before we move forward is this last one, why. Everybody has to have a reason why you want to do the things you want to do. Why do you want to become faster? Why do you want to become a better perfusionist? Why do you want to become a better father, mother, son, daughter? You know, what's it that drives you? What's the fire in your heart? What moves what's in your soul? Okay? All very, very simple concepts. But unless you take the time to discover what is important to you, okay, these things will not occur. And I challenge you to do this in your daily lives, in your work at home. And I also challenge you to train the next generation. Okay, it wasn't too long ago that I was a medical student or a resident. Dr. Gallo said all these things that, you know, I did, and I'm very proud of them. But to me, it was just part of the day-to-day working. It was just the approach to life. And again, everybody here has that capacity. Everybody here has the capacity to push themselves a little bit further. Everybody can believe in themselves. Okay? You should be very proud of your accomplishments. You will all be here, will do great things. And I look forward to reading about them and seeing them on the floors and the wards. And I want to just thank you very much for this privilege. And also thank you to Dr. Gallo and happy birthday. Thank you. So, as part of the master's program, I want to thank two gentlemen here, Edward Delaney and Joe Greco. Can you guys please stand up and get a round of applause? These two gentlemen have gone above and beyond. You know, they are the roots of the program. I'm up here talking to you guys and sort of getting the credit, but if it wasn't for the input and the passion that these guys have to teaching you, to taking the time to teach you, to let you make mistakes, to let you fail, to bring you back up again, okay, we would not be here today. There is no amount of money in the world that can repay them, but the biggest thing that it could take to be repaid is to thank you and for you to follow in their footsteps. So thank you again, guys. I appreciate working with you. We've come a long, long way. The Perfusion School, I think, in being in just the third class now, has graduated. We're probably one of the top schools in the country in a very, very short period of time. All the students came here. They came from throughout the United States. All the students have jobs prior to graduation. Again, we're very proud of everybody. So congratulations to all. So this is a little video that the Perfusion students made. Just want to show it to everybody. Dr. Gallo.
I am so pleased and honored to be here with you.
Dr. Gallo, it's my pleasure to present to you the graduates of the 2021 Perfusion School. First up is Sunbel Beg. I don't get to shake your hand, I'm sorry. Congratulations. Jeremy Boley. Jeremy is the winner of the Dean's Award. Congratulations. You're welcome. Joshua Corneglia. Lucas Donnellan. Lucas is the winner of the 2021 Pride Award. You're welcome. Samuel Enriquez. Mohani Patel. Gavin Peng. Congratulations, Gavin. Clarice Campbell.
It's okay.
Congratulations. Thank you. Edward Reed. Good job. And Ryan Weiss. If the graduates can just please stand and just look at Jill and just please give Jill Levine a round of applause for all the hard work that she did getting you guys through it. She was a den mother. Dr. Gallo, thank you very much.
Thank you. And thank you for all your inspiring comments. So it is now my pleasure to introduce another friend and colleague, Maureen White. She'll give the keynote for our nursing graduates. Ms. White is the Executive Vice President and Chief Nursing Executive for Northwell Health. She's responsible for developing, implementing the health system's overall strategic plan and operational standards for patient care services. She is also the director of Northwell Health's Institute for Nursing, which focuses on nursing education, research, the creation of a healthy work environment, and the development of future nurse leaders. In 2015, she was appointed as the Vice Dean for Health System Nursing Services at Hofstra Northwell School of Nursing and Physician Assistant Studies. Prior to assuming these responsibilities, she served as Vice President for Patient Care Services for both North Shore University Hospital and Long Island Jewish Medical Center. Ms. White received the NYU College of Nursing Distinguished Nursing Colleague Award for contributions to the profession of nursing. She is a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing, as well as a distinguished fellow of the National Academies of Practice. She was the recipient of the American Organization of Nurse Executives Mentorship Award in 2011. Ms. White holds 2 undergraduate degrees from Malloy College and an MBA from Fordham University. Now, Maureen will be delivering her keynote via a pre-recorded video in order that we can maintain our COVID restrictions on the number of people that we can have at the Playhouse.
I am so pleased and honored to be here with you all today. The journey we have taken in nursing to get to this point is simply amazing. Nursing in this country dates back only about 150 years ago. Florence Nightingale demonstrated the importance of nursing during the Crimean War. Based on her experiences, she formulated a training manual for the education of nurses. In 1860, she opened the Nightingale Training School for Nursing in England, ushering in the modern era of nursing. We went from hospital-based training programs to more rigorous training programs with an academic basis. From there, we were able to expand the boundaries of nursing, which brings us here today, joined together to celebrate the graduating class of 2021 from the Hofstra University Graduate School of Nursing for nurse practitioners. Before I address my comments to the graduates, I would like to acknowledge and thank Hofstra University faculty and staff for creating the foundation and infrastructure in which this program was born, exists, and thrives. Without your unending support of this program, we would not be here today. I would also like to acknowledge and thank my friend, colleague, and partner in crime in all things nursing related, Dr. Kathleen Gallo. I stand in awe of what you have accomplished in such a short period of time. Your drive, commitment to excellence, passion for nursing and nursing excellence is second to none. Thank you for advancing the art and science of nursing. And now to the graduating class of 2021. In a fractious world, you are viewed as a stabilizing rudder of kindness and trust. For 19 consecutive years, the Gallup poll has ranked nursing as the most trusted and honest profession. This is your legacy, and your legacy alone. I know you will carry this legacy forward with caring and compassion for all. Your newly acquired skill sets should lie on a foundation of patient-centered caring. If you do not stray too far from this principle, your life will be rewarded well beyond any monetary compensation. For you have within your power, regardless of outcome, the ability to positively impact the lives of each and every patient and family with whom you come in contact. The impressions you create through your compassionate care will live on forever in the stories your patients and their families will tell for generations to come. As registered nurses, our goal, from the earliest moment we can remember, was the desire to care for others in their time of need. You interact directly with patients and their families, sometimes in the most desperate of situations, because you care about their well-being. If you always remember why you started on this path, to be a caregiver, your life will be very rewarded and meaningful. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge that hopefully we are coming out of the most desperate period in recent history. The COVID-19 pandemic impacted the entire world for more than 15 months, and it's not over yet. This generation of nurses and nurse practitioners faced head-on the most challenging worldwide pandemic in our lives. During this crisis, you were challenged in many ways. You continued to work on behalf of our patients while simultaneously pursuing your education. You were asked to put yourselves in harm's way to ease the suffering of others. When the history of this generation of healthcare providers, and especially you, the working nurses, is written, that history will acknowledge that you answered the call with clarity, the pleas of a desperate nation. That clarity was expressed not just in your words, but in your actions, as you exposed yourselves and potentially your families to a poorly understood virus that was taking the lives of so many at a rapidly alarming rate. In our efforts to contain the virus, families' access to hospitalized loved ones was limited, and COVID-positive patients were placed in isolation. Without their family's presence, you became the surrogate family for those patients. You cared not just for their medical needs, but equally as important, their emotional needs, with intelligence and kindness. As the hospital corridors were flooded with seemingly endless overhead announcements of code blue and rapid response teams needed, the air was filled with fear, uncertainty, and despair. Those feelings were felt by your patients as they sat in their hospital beds, wondering, would that next overhead page be for me? But thankfully, you were there. You were there to hold their hands, to help them with video chats so they could see and speak to their loved ones, sometimes for the last time. Thankfully, you were there to comfort them, console them, and assure them that you were doing everything you could possibly do to care for them, and that you would be there for them. The impressions you created through your compassionate care will live on forever in the stories your patients and their families are telling and will continue to tell for generations to come. To all of you who cared for the physical, emotional, and mental needs of those afflicted by COVID-19, you have been tempered in the furnace of life and come out even stronger than ever before. Our nation and I owe you a deep debt of gratitude and thanks. You go forth now with a new perspective to lead and educate the next generation of nurses. I know you will carry this mantle well. In closing, I would like to acknowledge and thank all of those who contributed to the support and molding of these graduates. Parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, significant others, siblings, children, teachers, mentors, and loved ones. Without your love, support, and encouragement, this accomplishment would hardly be possible. Thank you for all you have done to contribute to the development of this generation of nurse practitioners. We are all proud of who they are and what they have accomplished. And for any of you who are still thinking about a last-minute gift to get for your graduate, might I suggest a pillow and fuzzy blanket, because they are overdue for a long season's nap. Congratulations, class of 2021. Enjoy this day. You have earned it. Thank you.
Well said, Maureen. Okay, now I would like to present the class for nursing 2021. And I'll apologize right now in case I mispronounce anybody's name. Romana Amajad. Congratulations. Christy Aguilina. Congratulations. Marissa Belanda. Alicia Bennett. Congratulations. Edna Biancanello. Jessica Breimer.
Congratulations.
Alyssa Cahill.
Congratulations.
Noelle Cardy. Jacqueline Chodowicki. Krista Chufo. Melissa Clifford. Melissa Copeland. Andrew Katsalis. Marie Dobrale. Ariel Dominguez. Alicia Folk.
Congratulations.
Jacqueline Gerard.
Congratulations.
Shannon Gross. Maria Gemello. Emma Kay. Taylor Corain. Irene Kimmelblot. Anna Koningsdorf. Kerry Leroy. And the next graduate has received the Adult Gerontology Acute Care Nurse Practitioner Award, William Leverton. Elizabeth Lochisano. Caitlin McDowell. Heather Madden. Marcia McGee. Danielle Milioni. Grace Miller. Christina Miranda. Brittany Mockler. Christopher Morandi. Crystal Mosciano. Shiny Paul. Herbert Petroro. Joseph Pham. Megine Pierre. Deandra Romkaran. And the next student was awarded the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Award. Congratulations. And the next student was awarded the Dean's Award, Emeline Reyes Menego. Congratulations. Jennifer Rizzi. Sabine Senon. Siobhan Simon. The next graduate has been awarded the Family Nurse Practitioner Award, Kathleen Cerna.
Congratulations.
Jessica Stacco.
Congratulations.
Joseph Stanko.
Congratulations.
Nina Stoya Warner. Uluwatoyan Okenemen. Close. Tiffany Verghese. Kristen Very. Timothy Very. Joanna Vonderlin. Alicia Williams. Helen Wu. Raymond Wu. And joining us from afar, Jean Aguila, Taylor Amari, Amanda Fiumano, Kulpuna Rugnathan, Erin McBride. And Teacher of the Year is Dr. Michael Sarah. Now, Dr. Cassara is not with us today because, of course, he is in the emergency department taking care of patients. I will note that this is the 4th year that Dr. Cassara has received this award. And we keep taking his name off, and everybody keeps filling it in to give other people a chance. Well, congratulations to everybody. So I just want to say a couple of words and close the event out. So this is a wonderful and exciting day. And I mentioned earlier that these graduates were extraordinary. So let me explain why. While the perfusion and nursing students may have had different educational and work experiences during the pandemic, one thing for sure that they had in common was caring for patients in a time when there were so many unknowns and uncertainty about COVID-19. Most did their clinical at Northwell hospitals, and Northwell Health cared for the most patients in the country, over 100,000. And our students were right in the middle of those surges. We have to applaud the versatility and tenacity of our graduates today. What they have accomplished is no easy task. They have successfully completed very, very rigorous programs on time and during a global pandemic. Our perfusion students had to quickly adapt to their didactic being front-loaded, their classes being held on a virtual platform. Class times and days were adjusted so they could spend additional hours in the operating room. The students stayed at clinical sites longer to add to their bypass case totals. They performed traditional bypass and ECMO on COVID-positive patients, as well as those patients suspected of being positive. They did this not only as part of their education program, but they also did this to provide the patient with the best possible outcome. In addition to finishing their master's thesis, these students also attended local cardiac meetings, a national perfusion meeting using virtual technology, and the list can go on and on. But what they have accomplished is truly a testament to their work ethic and dedication. Our nursing graduates were the frontline COVID nurses, many already working in intensive care units and emergency departments, and many of them redeployed from their home base to these units as well as other COVID units, working day and night to care for their patients. They also served as the family of these patients, as families were restricted access to entering the hospitals. There were times the last person that a patient saw before they passed away was a nurse, and some of those nurses are graduating here today, working full-time, caring for patients who were suffering from COVID, maintaining their own personal and family responsibilities, and yet not giving up on their goal to advance their education, preparing for class, completing assignments, taking exams, all in the midst of a public health crisis that we've not known before. Now you know why I call all of these graduates extraordinary. They have displayed extraordinary courage day in and day out. They never gave up, always putting their goals and their patients first. Now currently we're starting to feel pretty good about the opening up of the country because of the progress and the positive outcomes of vaccinating the public. But this was not how it was when these graduates were going through school, and we should never forget that. This is a special group of people, and I am proud that they are graduates of our school. I also want to highlight the faculty. The faculty of the perfusion program and the nursing program. We pride ourselves that our faculty are clinical experts. They too were in the middle of the surge, taking care of patients. They work in the intensive care units, the emergency departments, and other COVID units. They too showed extraordinary courage while never taking their eye off their responsibility and their dedication to their students. This is not the case in many nursing schools, where faculty are purely academic and do not participate in patient care. So we must applaud the faculty for their outstanding commitment and dedication to the students, to society, and to their professions. Now, to all our graduates, I'm confident that you will continue to embody the values of the school: courage, collaboration, humanism, leadership, innovation, learning, scholarship, diversity, global health, and excellence. You have exemplified courage and humanism and have embraced the commonalities and differences among yourselves, your faculty, the healthcare teams that you practice with, and those that you learn from. Remember what your patients have taught you, and always know what you don't know. Always remember you have an awesome responsibility to your school, to your workplace, and to society at large. I cannot express the amount of pride that the faculty, staff, and I have for all of you. You are truly extraordinary. I just want to close with something that John Fitzgerald Kennedy said in a speech at Rice University in 1962 that I believe applies very much today. He said, "We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon this decade and do other things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one in which we will win." Ladies and gentlemen, those words reflect both the spirit and actions of the class of 2021. These graduates chose to complete their master's degrees and postgraduate certificates on time during a global pandemic, not because it was easy, but because it was hard, and they were unwilling to give up, and they have succeeded. Now, no one is successful in a vacuum, so will the class of 2021 stand? Will that back row come into the aisles? Turn around, wave, clap, applaud, and thank all your family and friends and colleagues. For without them, we wouldn't be here today. I too would like to thank everybody that supported this wonderful group of graduates and healthcare professionals. Congratulations. This concludes the ceremony. Take some time off, not much. Everybody has to take their boards and go to work in their new job. But take some time for yourself. Congratulations, everybody.